Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be recreating the look that I had on in my January favorites video. I got so many requests for this look for a tutorial, which was very shocking to me and exciting because it's simple. It's easy, and exciting because it's actually my go-to look. This is my look that I sit down and do if I don't have time to think, be creative, if I need to look good and be out of the door. This is the look that I do. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, starting off, y'all are about to laugh at me right now. I am using a primer, okay? The reason why I am using this is because it is another product that I am testing out before I throw it into my makeup kit. If you are a new subscriber to me, hello, what's up? I'm Amber. I am a hair colorist and makeup artist. That is my career. That's what I do full time. So whenever I get new products, I always test them out before I put it in my kit just to see. And when I got this, immediately I saw Poreless, so I was expecting it to just be like a pore smoothing primer, but then on the very bottom it says mattifying primer. If you're familiar with me, you know I don't think mattifying primers really are worth much on my super oily skin, but I just thought that was funny because I was going into it thinking perfect, something that's going to be, you know, pore filling and smoothing because your girl got large pores, but it's pore filling and matte. Also, I know I told you guys, sorry, I'm gonna be kind of chatty because I haven't really sat down and chatted with you either. Everything's just been tutorials or very specific looks, but I went to Ulta today, and I know I told you guys I wasn't gonna be buying a bunch of new makeup, and I'm still not. I had to re-up on my skincare. Don't you hate it when you run out of everything at the same time? That is expensive. So I ran out of basically over half of my skincare at the same time, and I was wondering if you guys would be interested in seeing a skincare haul. These are things that I'm repurchasing, and I'll just go through and tell you step by step exactly what I do and why I do it. So let me know if that is something that you would like to see. Going in with the foundation that I had on in that video, the Loreal Full Wear in the shade 525 Dark Golden. This foundation is so beautiful. It is dummy proof. I believe that this is a foundation that can be used on all skin types. The coverage is bomb. I love how it sits onto the skin, and it's just beautiful. If you have not tried it, I highly recommend it. This is better than a lot of the higher end foundations that I have tested out. You guys saw my Dior foundation with the full wear. My skin is just now recovering from that. I was on the struggle bus for a hot minute, but yeah, this foundation is definitely worth trying out. It's not super matte, but it's not dewy by any means either. It's probably more so of what someone would call maybe a soft matte, but it's not a suck your soul dry, you look like a dead corpse type of matte. You feel me? I will be so glad when it's summertime, because this is the time of year when nothing matches me right. I feel like no matter what foundations I use, everything just looks a tish bit off. But in the summertime, everything looks good. You got your summertime tan, your summer glow. I don't know about you, I don't care what shade you are. This is a little frowned upon in the black community. I love it when I'm a little bit darker. I just feel like I look healthier, I have a glow, my skin looks better. I feel like I don't have to wear as much makeup as far as complexion products go, and foundations just seem to match me better when I'm a little bit darker. That's just me though. And you already know I'm using my Makeup Forever 108 flat foundation brush. Love it. And I used 1.5 pumps, because I went back for a second time, but I didn't even go through all of it, so I just wasted foundation. And as you can see, this is the finish of it. I feel like it's not extremely matte, but I have just like the slightest sheen, but it's a good sheen. It's not very dewy and sticky. Like, I don't look wet. I don't want to look wet. That ain't cute. Next up, the Becca Aqua Luminous Concealer. Woo, this is one of those concealers that I was not expecting to like. I tried this concealer out for the first time last summer, just simply because I think I was doing like a full face of Becca products. And you know, it says Aqua Luminous. However, this concealer, another product that I feel will work. In fact, I am starting to buy these for my client kit. That is how much I like these. These are extremely versatile and can be used on all skin types. When it comes to my client kit, I like products that I can use for all skin types, just simply because being a makeup artist is expensive. You know, you guys know, you buy makeup, products are expensive, so whenever I can find a product that's going to work on all ages and all skin types, yes, yes, yes. And my shade is in the shade Dark Golden, and my favorite thing about this is it's hydrating, but it's not overly hydrating like the Makeup Forever self-setting. It does dry down, but even when it dries down, it's not super matte like the Urban Decay All Nighter, although that is one of my favorite concealers. This one dries down, but you have time to blend it, and it's not, again, it's probably more of like a softer matte. It's just a beautiful, beautiful concealer, and I love how it makes my eyes look so bright. It just looks really, really beautiful on the skin. And you guys know I don't believe in using beauty blenders. Cosmetic sponge, throw that bad boy away. Like, I just love the way my eyes look. No, it's not super light because I don't like a super bright under eye. I like for my skin to look just cohesive. My reasoning for why I wear foundation isn't because I'm trying to cover up every single imperfection. In fact, I'm always okay and probably prefer to have a little bit of my skin actually being able to to show through. I like to have just the overall look of a cohesive canvas. So it's not so much of, oh, let me cover up this acne scar, let me do this. Like, if you see that, so what? I like the overall look to just be nice and cohesive and together looking. And to set this, we're going to use the Kat Von D Lock-It brightening powder in the shade Golden. Another product that I'm probably going to end up buying for my kit as well. I love this because it sets the under eye, but it's not too drying. I feel like sometimes if you're using like a Laura Mercier or a Sacha buttercup powder, those type of translucent powders up under the eye, and you have dry under eyes, I feel like it could get a touch cakey. Of course, I don't have dry skin or dry under eyes. However, I can tell a difference when I put this up under my eye versus those. I need to test this out on someone who has dry skin, honestly, so that way I can know 100%. But I love this, and it gives just a little bit of a brightening effect, you know, not like a super beat highlighted look, but just a overall like, oh, your under eyes look nice and glowy and alive and awake. I'm also going to have a video coming out on powders because I don't think I've done that, and I think it's a very important step in makeup, but also a step that's not really understood as far as what each powder is for and how they're used, so be on the lookout for that. Alright, now for the rest of my face, I am just going to take my Sacha Buttercup powder, and I like to just press this into the skin. Now, I tend to press more of this into my cheeks and my forehead, just simply because in my brows, that is where I get the most oiliest, and the other places I'll just kind of swirl it. Now when you press it in and stipple it in, you are going to get obviously a more mattifying effect. I don't like baking just simply because I feel like baking can just make you look dried out. Like I'm all for it. I don't mind looking matte, but I don't want to look dried out. And then for my contour, I'm going in with my Shape Shifter palette with the lightest contour shade. Y'all, I love this palette so much. You all need this palette. Y'all know it's a rare occasion where I'm like, no, you legit need it. Yes, I push this product. This is bomb. This is worth every penny, and I feel like it's a great staple. It's dummy proof. It's easy. Anybody can use it. It's just a really great product. Going in with blush, a little flush of color. You guys know my favorite, Wet n Wild color icon in the shade Mellow Wine. This is my second one of these. I love this because it gives the perfect amount of color to the cheeks. I I don't know how some people just don't wear blush. I feel like whenever I put blush on, even on the day when I'm not wearing foundation, I'll put concealer and some blush on, and it just really, it brings the look together. It honestly, I feel like it makes you look alive. Blush isn't something that's talked about a lot, I feel like. Don't worry, blush video will be up this week too, but blush is important. And then a little trick, so let's say maybe you get a little too heavy-handed with your blush. What I do is take my powder brush and I'll just kind of go over it to diffuse it a little bit. This is just gonna kind of, you know, take down a little bit of the color, especially if you have just the tiniest bit amount of translucent powder or powder left on your powder brush. Yeah, just go over it and it'll just kind of buff it in. That way it might not be so strong, especially if you don't want it to be so pigmented and pailleau on your cheeks. And then last but not least, Laura Mercier Glow Powder. Favorite, one of the best buys of 2018. I think I say that every single time. Now I'm just taking a fan brush. For brows, we're gonna go in with my Loreal Brow Stylist in the shade Dark Brunette. And before brows, let's say if you feel like you did get a little too heavy-handed with powder. I know I sometimes can get heavy-handed with powder. I'm oily, so I know in a couple of minutes, give it some time and it'll look fine. But if you do need to go in with like a matte Studio Fix, if you need to go in with a Studio Fix powder, not powder, what is it? The MAC spray, I just totally drew a blank. You know what I'm talking about, the Fix Plus, Jesus. The Fix Plus spray, or I like the Mario Badescu go in, and if you're an oily girl like me, just sit and wait, girl. Let the oil push through. Yeah, and I still haven't brought a brow wiz, just simply because I want to use all of this because it's not bad. You guys know I'm not gonna be buying a ton of new makeup. I'm really gonna be utilizing what I got. And when the makeup products that I have bought, I'm really focusing on just revamping and upscaling my client kit because that's how I make money. That is what I do for a living. I've been really focusing on just updating my client kit and getting rid of some stuff and putting some new products in there. And I don't spend a ton of time on my brows. I never honestly really have. I mean, the whole sculpted brow, I totally understand, like with the concealer. That's not my thing, just simply because I don't have time for that. I don't want to be bothered with it, honestly. That's not fun to me. It's like my least favorite thing to do. I don't have time for that. I'm fine with my brows just looking as is. However, if it is something where I know it's gonna be like photography or something like that, if I'm working on a client, or if I need to be super like snatched, like I didn't even do that for my wedding, then I'll do it. But 9 times out of 10, no. It's a no for me, dog. All right. Urban Decay Primer Potion. We are not going to squeeze this all over my shirt today. And I'm going to put this on the lid. I'm really digging that you guys are watching my longer videos. I always fear if my video is longer than 10 minutes, I'm like, oh my gosh, no one's gonna wanna watch it. But I've had some longer videos and y'all have been coming through for your girl. So thank you so much. And it's just hard because the majority of my content is educational to help you. And so, you know, sometimes if I'm, you know, doing like a talk through of what I'm doing, I like to really explain everything, like why I'm using this, how I like to use it versus why I wouldn't use something else. And sometimes, you know, when I go into detail like that, it makes the video long. So I appreciate you guys just hanging out and watching my long videos. For the eyes, I went in with the Juvia's Place Masquerade Mini. You know this is my jam. The first color we're going in right here is this brown taupey tone. These lids are so simple. Like I said, I was just so shocked when you guys were requesting a tutorial for this look. I was like, oh, okay. It's simple though. But you know how we do. We keep it simple. I'm taking my MAC 224 brush. Yes, this is a blending brush, but when I just want to do like a sweep of color or a color wash all over the lid, this is what I will do. So starting on the lid first, and then whatever the remainder is on, I will just kind of swirl that into the crease. And I am going to take some of this in the inner corner as well. Forgot to pull you guys closer. I forgot to switch my lens too. Oh well, we're already in it. Whenever I'm doing a eye tutorial, I always switch to my 50mm lens, but we're already in it now. We're here. And then I'm switching over to a M514. It's just a fluffy, tapered little brush. And we're gonna go in with the shade Zulu here. And Zulu is only going on the outer crease. Then wiping off my brush and whatever the remainder, we're just gonna start blending that forward. This eye look is not innovative at all. Like I said, this is the simplest look ever. And that's the good thing about this look. Like I said, this is for if you need to look polished, but you don't wanna have too much, you know, going on. Like it's obviously a neutral eye look. This is where it's at. Now the most difficult thing for this look is going to be the liner, just simply because I want it to really just intensify the almond eye shape. So taking my Kat Von D tattoo liner, and I lined my eye as close as I could. I winged it out a little bit, but what I did, what is differently, is the inner corner here, I pulled it down. So I pulled the liner all the way down. I'm not gonna be able to talk while I'm doing it. That's why I'm kind of explaining it now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start by just lining as closely as I possibly can. All right, so I've got it lined now. I'm just going to pull it down. Can you guys tell the difference? So basically I'm just extending down the inner corner. And then for the outer, just the tiniest little baby wing. For eyeliner, my favorite, the Marc Jacobs eyeliner. And I'm just gonna line all the way from the inner corner all the way to the outer corner. Now taking my felt tip again, I'm just gonna pull this down and meet it to the lash line. This is a cool little trick to do with your liner if you want to have more of like an almond shape, intensify that, or kind of like that cat eye look. This is how you do it. And then for mascara, the Nars Climax. I'm gonna be so pissed when I have to buy this mascara again. I need to go ahead and start mentally preparing myself. This will be on my list for the Sephora VIB because they always do one in the springtime, which it should be coming soon. They typically do it in March and April. So this will definitely be on my list. All right, so last but not least, this is the key product for this look, my lipstick. This is MAC lipstick in Antique Velvet. So my little secret, if I need to look good, and either I don't feel like doing the most or I am crunched on time, I do something simple like this. Throw on a bold lipstick. I've talked about it before. I live by that motto. Just super basic skin, very soft, neutral, next to nothing eye, and you put on a bold lipstick, everyone's gonna think you did the absolute most when you did the least. So this is the lipstick that I will be wearing. Now, this is a traditional lipstick, so that it's not transfer proof. This is going to transfer, and this particular formula is a matte formula. However, something that I have noticed about MAC and their lipsticks are the deeper the matte lipsticks are, they're not as drying, and the lighter the lipsticks are, like one of my favorites is All Fired Up. I love that color, but it's just the more pigment and the lighter it is, it just seems to kind of be really drying. But this one is super comfortable on me. I thoroughly love this lip color. You guys know I love a dark lip color anyway, especially like a dark brown or a dark plum. Give it to me. This is the lippy. So of course, if you're not into a shade like this, you can put on any lipstick color. You could put on blue lipstick if you wanted to with this look and it would be totally fine. That's gonna complete the look. I was so happy and pumped to do this, like I was saying earlier, being that this is my favorite look, my go-to look. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. Also, something else that I want to do, I'm going to leave a selection of eyeshadow palettes right over here for you guys to pick for Throwback Thursday. Throwback Thursday will be starting back in March. I didn't really do it in February because I wanted to focus on the Black Beauty series, but Throwback Thursday is going to start back in March, and I told you guys I'm not going to be buying a ton of new eyeshadow palettes. We're really going to be using what we have, so I want to know what eyeshadow palette you want to see for next month's Throwback Thursday. I know I asked you guys that once and I took a screenshot of what everyone was saying, but I got a new phone and so it's gone. But please let me know down below what palettes you would like to see. Thank you so much for watching. You know the deal. Keep it simple, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.